Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to continue talking about this little bullish bounce that we saw out of Bitcoin yesterday, and we're going to be discussing whether or not this actually shifts the balance of power in Bitcoin from the favor of the bears, as it had been for several days now, back into the favor of the bulls. Are the bulls now in control? Are we now going to be entering a new bullish rally? Well, we're going to be talking about that in today's video, and I'm going to be discussing whether or not we can actually use this as a major bullish sign, and I'm going to be talking about how confident I am in the bulls later on in the video. Go on with the news for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We have an article here called Coinbase Upsets XRP Users by Refusing to Retrieve Funds. This has something to do with destination tags. We're going to be diving deep into this and looking at the source for this because this is a very interesting article. The claim here is that when you send XRP to Coinbase and you don't use the correct destination tag, even though Coinbase could give you your XRP back, they're not doing that. So we're going to be talking about that later on in the video. Sounds very suspicious. We'll be discussing that. Do watch for that because there's a bit of a plot twist in this one that I found in my research on this article. Watch out for that later. And then we also have a news article coming from Binance's CEO, CZ, Changpeng Zhao. You guys are probably familiar with him, and in a recent Ask Me Anything, he talked about how he believed that XRP was not actually a security. There's a lot of interesting things he said about XRP here in today's video. So in today's video, I guess we're going to be doing some Bitcoin TA and some XRP news and analysis. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Also make sure to smash that notification bell so you'll be updated every time a new video goes out and a new premiere begins. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading around $3,839 on Coinbase and a little bit higher on Bitfinex as always. I want to start off by looking at the shorts and the longs chart. As we can see here, the shorts charts are a little bit higher than the longs charts. As we can see, about 12 to 16 hours ago or so, we saw the Bitcoin short started rallying here. We can see with our ruler here about, well, almost exactly 16 hours ago. Actually, I guess I was right on that. But shorts have rallied about 3.66% in that time period, which is very interesting. It's interesting to see that people are starting to short Bitcoin after Bitcoin rally, but also something we have to look at is the Bitcoin longs charts. And over the last 6 hours or so, Bitcoin longs have increased by about half of the amount the shorts have increased. That is an interesting fact that we want to consider, but also something that we want to remember is that Bitcoin shorts and Bitcoin longs are both very low right now. And also, just because Bitcoin shorts have rallied a little bit higher than Bitcoin longs, that doesn't necessarily mean that bearish price action is coming. We can still see bullish price action coming out of that. But the main point I want to make in today's bout of technical analysis is whether or not this little move here constitutes a new bullish rally and the shift in the balance of power from the favor of the bears back to the favor of the bulls. Because as you guys know, in the last couple of days, I've been predicting bearish for about 55 to 60% chance likelihood. And of course, a little while after I did that, we saw this bounce here because, of course, I had about a 40 to 45% chance of this happening here. And that's exactly what happened. But is the balance of power back in the favor of the bulls? Well, that's kind of what you'd like to say at the outset here. You'd like to say, well, Bitcoin just broke bearish out of this consolidation pattern, and instead of breaking a not very well-defended level of support, Bitcoin bounced bullish. Obviously, the balance of power is back in the favor of the bulls. No. Well, let me start showing you some different rounds of technical analysis that kind of lead me to doubt that. First thing I want to show you is that while indeed the bullish MACD cross on the daily chart for Bitcoin is likely going to be coming in the next couple of days, we're probably going to see the MACD play out something like that. We'll probably see a cross within the next 5 or 6 days. That hasn't happened yet. Likewise, also, we do see that the stochastic RSI is starting to curve back up. Also a bullish sign. Don't get me wrong. Both of these things are bullish. If we look out down here on the 4-hourly, we're going to see that Bitcoin is currently trading above the 4-hourly 20 exponential moving average. This is a very important moving average that I like to see Bitcoin above. Typically, when Bitcoin's above this, it's in a state of rally, as we can see here. Typically, well, not typically, but recently in the last 16, 24 hours or so, Bitcoin has been above this level of support. On the hourly chart, it keeps getting better, of course. We see that the MACD has turned bearish, but the RSI is relatively high. Bitcoin has a lot of support right now. It's above all of its moving averages that are giving it support. Bitcoin seems to be bullish right now, but I want to remind you guys that a couple days ago, before Bitcoin bounced here, Bitcoin also seemed to be bearish. Remember this, Bitcoin in this consolidation pattern, if you go back a couple days ago and you watch those videos, a lot of the technicals were pointing towards Bitcoin being more bearish than the breakout that we saw would lead you to believe. It looked like Bitcoin was going to break bearish here and break below $3,700 and break even further below. Now, what you're probably doing right now is you're probably quoting me and saying, well, Jeb, you once said, and you've said many times, that in the light of new evidence, you have to be able to change your position on the strength of the bulls and the bears very quickly so that you can move on with your technical analysis and be up to date with what the market is doing. And while that's true, I want to bring your attention to the fact that the market hasn't actually been following technical analysis all that closely in the last couple of days. I don't think technical analysis was exactly predicting this bullish bounce here, and even if it was predicting this bullish bounce, it wasn't a very strong signal. That's the point I want to make in today's video, is that even though Bitcoin has bounced here and is moving to the upside, and this little flag that we're drawing right here, something like this, may be indicative of another continued move to the upside. A lot of times when you have a flag like this, you're going to see it break bullish and will move up. This kind of move is probably going to happen, to be totally honest. But is the balance of power back in favor of the bulls yet, guys? I want to be very cautious by saying that, because the balance of power was in favor of the bears just a couple days ago when we broke bearish out of this consolidation pattern, and look at what good that did the shorters. It didn't do them a whole lot of good. So I want to be very cautious right now, because while technical analysis is by far and away the best tool that we have to predict what markets will do on an intradaily time frame, an interdaily time frame, interweekly and intraweekly, all the way out towards the monthly chart, it is by far the best the best tool for doing, for making predictions about markets. Even though it is, sometimes in a market you have to step back and realize that technical analysis isn't always going to be the most accurate. It isn't always going to be 100% accurate. Technical analysis, no matter how good of a technical analyst you are, no matter how good and how many technical, no matter how many technical indicators you're looking at, no matter how good they are, sometimes you're just going to be getting false signals. And lately we've been getting some kind of false signals, but mostly we've been getting inconclusive signals that haven't given us a lot of data. So while Bitcoin may be about to break bullish here, I want you guys to remember that even though Bitcoin is perhaps looking a little bit more bullish than it was before, the Bitcoin bears are technically the ones that are supposed to be in power right now. The technicals are looking kind of bullish right now, but we're looking at kind of indecisive Bitcoin technical analysis. And you have to be careful about that, because sometimes that will crop up in exactly the wrong time and you can get wiped out. That's why whenever I'm talking about technical analysis, and especially when there's some kind of indecisive, inconclusive period in the market, I always remind you guys to be prepared for both scenarios. I did a video about that a while ago. I'll link that in the top right, where you have a buy order down here below the potential bearish breakout, and then a sell order down here below the potential bearish breakout, and then a buy order up here above the potential bullish breakout. That's how I would always trade these markets. That's how I always go about being careful about not losing a lot of money in these markets, because you do have to be careful. Anyway, guys, that's what I really want to talk about with technical analysis today. I didn't want to do a whole lot of predictions right now, because like I said, the market is a little bit unpredictable at the moment, so I'm not going to actually put a price prediction on this, but I do have some interesting news to get to. Now, this story right here is going to take a little bit to dive through, but I think you guys are going to find it interesting, because, of course, before I put any news stories, before I talk about any news here on the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel, I try to fact check it, and I try to make sure that everything is true about it. Keep that in mind as I read this. If you're an XRP fan, you'll no doubt be rejoicing over the news Coinbase has finally added XRP. I'm sure you would be. All three of the cryptocurrencies similar to XRP that they use, that Coinbase lists like XRP, use destination tags. These are identifying bits of data an exchange uses to make sure funds find the right user. So it's important that you make sure to include the number when sending XRP to Coinbase or any other exchange for that matter. I'm going to skip forward a lot here. Essentially what happened is a user sent some XRP to Coinbase, and they received this email. This person, like as wind, posted this tweet on Twitter as opposed to Facebook. He tweeted on Facebook, but he posted this and said that he got an email from Coinbase after not getting his XRP sent to Coinbase, and this is what it said. He said, "Now I'm getting frustrated at Coinbase. This is simply not true. Coinbase is not able to recover. It is permanently lost." Essentially what Coinbase allegedly said is that the XRP that he sent to Coinbase was permanently lost because he did not use the correct destination tag. Well, now while that is not true, many other exchanges, I believe they're listed down here, many other exchanges will actually be able to retrieve that for you and get you your XRP back. And I don't think he sent very much XRP, but he was nevertheless very frustrated about this because Coinbase was just leaving it in his hot wallet, as he says here. The XRP is most definitely not lost. It's in your hot wallet, and you're not able to recover. You simply refuse to. This is misleading. So that's the allegation against Coinbase. He's saying that he sent money to Coinbase, he didn't use the proper destination tag, and Coinbase should be able to retrieve it for him, but they're not doing it, and they say that they are refusing to do it, and that they can't do it. They say they can't do it, and he's very upset about this. Well, in my fact checking for this, I tried to find any other article talking about this, and there's a moral to this story after the drama's over, so watch out for that. But I tried to find literally any other article talking about this because it seems that in this article you would believe that many people were having this problem. But I can't find any other person having this problem except Vites Vind. I have no idea how to pronounce that. And interestingly enough here, I came to his tweet and I scrolled down and I found someone responding to this tweet in a very similar way that I did. Let's read through this. Hello, thank you for contacting Coinbase. This is of course the email he got back from Coinbase after they weren't able to retrieve it. Hello, thank you for contacting Coinbase. I understand your frustration with this issue. All cryptocurrency transactions that utilize destination tag technology require that a correct destination tag be used. Because you used an incorrect destination tag with your XRP transaction, Coinbase is not be able to recover your cryptocurrency and it is permanently lost. Again, I wish there was more we could do. If there's anything else that I can explain, please let me know. Kind regards, Coinbase support. And if you read through that article, you're going to, and you've taken, I don't know, 6th grade English, then you're probably going, or 6th grade reading, then you're probably going to notice something about this. With your XRP transaction, Coinbase is not be able to recover your cryptocurrency as it is permanently lost. Coinbase is not be able to recover your cryptocurrency as it is permanently lost. Guys, sometimes I trip on my words and sometimes I say something a little bit weird, but of course I'm not a multi-billion-dollar company that is sending out official emails to its users about people losing their money. And as I scrolled down here, I found someone also wondering about this. I have this person said, have you considered that this email is a hoax and an attempt to get pity from XRP users thinking he lost his XRP? The written email is grammatically poor, and I would expect Coinbase to address the customer by their name and sign it with a rep's name. And he's absolutely right. I would expect Coinbase to be a lot more professional in this. So while I don't actually give this any credit, and I think that, and while I don't know how Coinbase would handle this because I've never tried to transfer XRP to Coinbase, I'm not sure how they would handle this. You do want to be careful about that. But the moral of this story is not that Coinbase went and screwed over its customers, although that very well may be true. This may have actually happened. It may just be a poorly written email. I'm going to discount it and use the whole innocent until proven guilty thing because this is certainly not proof in my opinion. But this last sentence right here is part of what I want to talk about with this story. While both stories can be put down to errors in judgment, the exchange's willful handling of both issues points to a bigger problem inside the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange. They're pointing to the couple of different scandals that Coinbase had earlier on in the week from the team that they had from Neutrino with hacking team, and then their I think it was their director of, I forget exactly who it was in the company. They admitted in an interview that their former analytics provider was selling customer data. I talked about that in yesterday's video. You can watch that, and I was none too pleased to hear that. But nevertheless, the main moral of this story is whenever you're sending cryptocurrency, guys, make absolutely sure that you have the correct address. Make absolutely sure you're sending it with the correct information, because while Coinbase and other exchanges can and do retrieve XRP that uses incorrect destination tags, that's on XRP. If you're doing this with Bitcoin or with Litecoin or with Ethereum, many other cryptocurrencies that don't use this kind of technology, if you send it to the wrong wallet, you're not getting that money back. There's nothing the exchange can do. That's hard-coded into these cryptocurrencies. So don't send your cryptocurrency to the wrong exchange. Be very careful of that, guys. People have lost a lot of money because they put a 0 where there was supposed to be an O in the address that they were trying to send Bitcoin to and lost all of it. Don't do that. Please be careful. If you've ever had that happen to you, it sucks. Let us know in the comment section down below. Warn people down there not to do that. Anyway, the last story that I want to talk about here comes from Binance's CEO, Changpeng Zhao. You guys probably know him by CZ, co-founder and CEO of Binance. He held an Ask Me Anything session on Periscope recently, and during this session, he stated that Binance simply does not believe that XRP is a security and will continue to see XRP as innocent until proven guilty. This is an interesting little article. There's a couple things I want to dive into here about this. But if you guys have been following XRP news, then you'll probably be familiar with the allegation that XRP is a security, and if XRP does actually wind up being deemed a security by the powers that be, then that would not exactly be a good thing for XRP or for the cryptocurrency community. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get on with this. I'm not going to get too deep into the XRP security fiasco at the moment. This was CZ's reply when someone asked, do you have any announcement for XRP? People are aware there's a lawsuit against XRP, he meant Ripple, of course, on whether they are a security or not. Our judgment is that they are not, our being Binance, of course. And until it is proven that they are, we listed them, and luckily we dragged other exchanges to list them as well. That's a good thing. Just because there's a lawsuit doesn't mean they are guilty. I'm so glad to hear him say that, because in the 21st century especially, we've had this kind of, I'm not getting into politics here, but we've had this kind of mentality of, that person was accused, they must have done it, or that person got arrested, they must be guilty. That's not necessarily the case, guys. We have to remember the whole concept of innocent until proven guilty, and I'm very happy to see Changpeng Zhao ZZ talking about that, because innocent until proven guilty is the entire basis of Western civilization. It's a very important concept that, unfortunately, we seem to kind of be forgetting. Anyway, it's a little bit of a side tangent. Continuing on, so we applied our judgment there, and we're always very supportive of XRP. There's a lot of guys who complain that it's overly centralized, and this is really what I like to hear from CZ. You guys know I don't talk too much about my opinions on XRP, but this is very interesting. There's a lot of guys who complain that it's overly centralized, but look, the market votes with their feet, and XRP is one of the largest market cap coins, and it's like that for a reason. Now, I'm going to skip the whole innocent until proven guilty thing because I just talked about that, but this is a really interesting thing that CZ said that I wanted to wrap the video up with. As CZ notes, there are a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space who complain that XRP is overly centralized, even despite Ripple CTO David Schwartz's many explanations of why these people are wrong, and that cryptocurrency exchanges such as Binance and Coinbase should not be listing XRP for this reason alone. CZ, however, believes that one of the best ways to identify projects with value is the user base. He's absolutely right. And one thing that nobody can argue with is that XRP does have an extremely large and passionate user base. And of course, he's absolutely right here, guys. Of course, it's funny to bash, I don't know, Bitcoin Cash or XRP or anything, but all of these projects have a very large following for a reason. Now, they might not be superior to whatever project that we personally love ourselves. Maybe our project that we love ourselves, our little baby cryptocurrency, is much smaller than one of the giants like XRP or Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or whatever. But projects like these have a user base for a reason. Probably it has something to do with the technology, but it also sometimes has to do with the marketing of the project. These projects do have a user base for a reason. And when they have a big user base like that, you can't go and discount them that easily, because if you do, then one, you're discounting a large section of the cryptocurrency community, but two, you might also be discounting a valid argument coming out of that community as to why this is a good technology. So always watch out for that. If there are a lot of people that are holding an opinion, sure, every single one of them might have an invalid or a stupid opinion, but at the same time, you don't know. Maybe they're the ones that are right. It's simple, my friends. As I answered in a few podcasts recently, one of the best ways to identify projects with value is the user base. XRP got that. The market votes with our feet, not decentralized idealism. You increase your user base, increase adoption. I just opened his Twitter, so I guess we'll go ahead and look at this itself. It's simple, my friends. Blah, blah, blah. Decentralization idealism is good, but if you don't have a product and user base to go with it, it's just idealism. So he's not really commenting on what he thinks of XRP necessarily. He's mainly just pointing out that he doesn't think it's an XRP, that Binance doesn't think it's an XRP, that doesn't think it's a security, excuse me. Like I said earlier, I trip over my words sometimes. He's mainly just pointing out that Binance and he don't think that XRP is a security, and that XRP, even though people have problems with it being decentralized, it does have a big community, and that does say something about XRP. Anyway, guys, that's basically going to wrap it up for today's video. This video went a little bit longer than I meant for it to, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my ramblings on the topics. Do be careful of articles like this, because I'm not going to go ahead and say that this is fake news or anything, but I don't think there was some good fact-checking done on this article. I wanted to bring it up mainly for the point of reminding you guys to always check your addresses before you send cryptocurrency, but that right here, Coinbase is not be able to recover your cryptocurrency and it is permanently lost, does not sound like a sentence that would come out of one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the industry. I don't think that is a real, I don't think that's a real email. I'm not necessarily accusing this person here of lying, but I think there's some foul play going on here. Don't hold this against Coinbase, because as far as I can tell from my research, there's no way of proving that that is actually true unless you have that problem as well. Tell us in the comment section down below if you've seen that happen. Anyway, guys, that is basically going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.